Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today we will be covering Meta's newly detailed personal superintelligence strategy, Anthropic's safety report for Claude Opus 5, Google turning its chat app into a Workspace-wide command center, and OpenAI's warning that companies need to automate cybersecurity right now. Let's start with Meta. Mark Zuckerberg published a new strategy document laying out where he wants the company's AI efforts to go, and it reads less like a vague essay about the future and more like an actual product plan. The pitch is that Meta will build personal agents that understand your goals, run continuously, and help you with things like health, careers, finances, relationships, and running your household. The framing here is deliberately combative. Zuckerberg is positioning Meta against what he calls centralized, institution-focused AI. And he put it bluntly, writing that, quote, "There is no such thing as a singular benevolent superintelligence." His argument is that intelligence should be spread out to favor individuals rather than concentrated in a few big institutions. A few specifics stand out. Meta is promising free or affordable access for billions of people, plus a private mode where even Meta itself can't access your information, which is a notable claim given the company's history around privacy. Zuckerberg also said Meta will resume releasing some open-source models soon, and there's an interesting business twist buried in there. Instead of a fixed subscription, Meta floated allocating paid compute through what it calls a dynamic auction, essentially charging you based on demand for intelligence rather than a flat monthly fee. Combine personal agents, private context, open models, and Facebook-scale distribution, and you get a genuinely different approach than the subscription model most labs are running with. Next, Anthropic published the system card for Claude Opus 5. This is essentially the safety and capability report card for the model, and it came out on August 20th. Nearly 4 weeks after the model itself launched. What's worth paying attention to is what the report focuses on. It documents testing around the model's ability to help with AI research and development, and it places Opus 5 above Anthropic's historical baselines on their Economic Capability Index, which is their way of measuring how economically useful a model is. The reason that matters is that frontier safety conversations have shifted. The worry is less about a model answering a dangerous question, and more about models that can help labs build even better models. And system cards are one of the few public windows into where a lab thinks its own systems sit on that path. For context, Anthropic introduced Opus 5 back on July 24th as a model built for long-running, multi-step agentic work, the kind of tasks where an AI has to chain together many actions on its own. Enterprise testing at Box reportedly showed around an 8% overall improvement over the previous version, including a 17% gain on due diligence workflows. But the recent user conversation has been more down-to-earth than benchmark bragging. People have been complaining about verbosity, usage limits, and reliability, including a multi-model Claude outage on August 18th that lasted about 2 hours. So you've got a real gap between the frontier capability story in the safety report and the everyday practical gripes from people actually using it. Moving to Google, which announced a feature called Ask Gemini in chat. In short, Google is turning its chat app from a plain messaging tool into a command center that reaches across your whole workspace. Gemini inside chat can pull information from Gmail, Drive, and Calendar, summarize conversations, generate images and updates, and manage meetings and tasks, all without you leaving the chat window. Google is describing it as a unified command line for your work, and that phrase captures the ambition. The place where you already talk to coworkers becomes the place where an agent gathers context and actually does the work. This puts Google in direct competition with Microsoft's Copilot strategy and with Claude-powered experiences inside Slack, all fighting to own that collaboration window. It's announced as of August 19th, with a gradual rollout starting August 26th for various workspace business and enterprise tiers, plus Google AI Pro for education, English accounts first, with higher promotional limits running through October 1st. One catch worth flagging for anyone who relies on the current setup. Google is replacing the existing Gemini side panel in chat. Your previous conversation history won't automatically carry over, and gems disappear from that surface too. So it's an upgrade, but not a seamless one. Finally, OpenAI is sounding an alarm about cybersecurity, and the honesty here is what makes it land. Co-founder Greg Brockman said the company actually underestimated how capable its own models are at real-world cyber tasks, a realization that followed the previously reported Hugging Face breach. In response, OpenAI is now using its models to review code, triage nearly all of its initial security alerts, continuously probe its own infrastructure, and trigger bounded automated responses when something looks wrong. Brockman gave a concrete example that shows the speed. He said the public GPT 5.6 Sol model found 13 configuration and software issues on his personal website in roughly 15 minutes, then fixed them over about an hour by operating Cloudflare and migrating the site itself. The takeaway is that the earlier breach isn't just a one-off embarrassment. It's a warning that organizations may soon need AI security agents just to keep pace with attackers who are already using AI. Brockman framed it as a limited time advantage, writing that the defender's window is open now, and urging companies to automate their security programs over the coming months. His specific advice is to point these agents at internet-facing services, authentication systems, infrastructure code, and backlogs of known vulnerabilities, the places attackers tend to hit first.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.